All right, let's talk Pico 4. I've been collecting these thoughts for over a year. Um, those who know me, um, they know that I love Pico 4. And right now, because Quest 3 has just came out and there's lots of reviews and there's lots of thoughts on Quest 3, all over the YouTube and in general in VR industry, I thought it would be a good time to go back to Pico 4 and discuss this device, because I think Pico 4 is an amazing headset, and I've been using it for a long time. This is my Pico 4. We use it also in Somnium in the office a lot, and as I said, I've collected a lot of thoughts about this particular device. Now, I don't have yet Quest 3 in my hands. I'm still waiting for the delivery, and I will definitely record my thoughts and probably my review of that headset. But I do have Pico 4, and I use this headset quite a lot, hundreds if not thousands of hours. So I have a lot of things to say. So let's dive into it. First of all, let's talk about when even before Quest 3 has been announced, I said jokingly to my friends and to our colleagues, I said, look, I think Quest 3 will want to be what Pico 4 is already today. And I said that in the beginning of the year when they were announcing Quest 3. And I think I was right. Because while Quest 3 has few interesting things going for it, I think it also lacks some of the very important things which are crucial for VR enthusiasts and what people want. And I just think that Pico 4 is better value for the money than Quest 3. So hear me out. Let's dive into it. So number one, if we look at Pico 4, it's a very well balanced headset. What I mean by that is it is tiny. It is very small. It looks great in my opinion, straight out of Ready Player One design, and it has really well balanced weight because they give you this hard strap and the battery. That is one of the most crucial things which I want to mention in this video. This headset, for the price which they want it to sell for, which is 429 euros, if I recall correctly, comes with controllers, the headset, but also with the strap and the battery on the strap on the back. And I think that's huge. That makes the ergonomics of the headset so much better, and it also gives you a premium strap with a very good sound directly out of the box. You don't need to go and buy anything additional. You can just use it as is. Now, in terms of ergonomics, is it perfect all around? I would say one thing which could definitely be a bit better is the face mask. The stock face mask of Pico 4 is not that comfortable. While I still use it, by the way, I didn't change the stock face mask, and it's okay. I wouldn't say it's bad, and I wouldn't say it's great. I think it's okay. But yeah, I mean, overall, what they give you is a very solid hardware. Now we'll talk about lenses. Look at those lenses right there. I think these are great. They have their own flaws. We had some good discussions with our community regarding that. But I think overall these lenses are great. The resolution of the headset is amazing. The screens are good. The quality is good. The microphone is great. One of the best sounding headsets on the market, period. And yeah, overall, it's a great headset. So why am I saying this? Is because, you know, we get Quest 3 right now, which you know, which starts at 500 euros, and then it comes with a soft strap. You need to buy additional strap. They call it Elite strap with a battery, which, by the way, cannot charge itself while you're playing, and if you're plugged in. So it comes with the battery. It's 150 euros, and then, you know, that's already 650, and that's for 128 gigs. We're talking this Pico 4 128 or 256 with quite some small price difference. So yeah, on the Quest you have to buy the Elite strap on top of that, and I just think it's just not justified. It gives less for your money than you should have from the headset. Now, both headsets, in my opinion, are subsidized by the companies. So Pico 4 is owned by ByteDance, which owns TikTok. Meta, of course, owns Facebook. Meta is Facebook, and they subsidize those headsets. They want to sell the headsets because they want to sell you a lot of games, and they want to make money and win the ecosystem. But yeah, I think Pico 4 just overall did a better job in terms of the hardware quality and value for the money. But let's dive deeper. So not only you get the headset, of course, but you get those controllers with Pico 4. And in my opinion, those are one of the best standalone controllers on the market. Now, do I mind having those rings? Nope. Why not? Because sometimes I just want to do this, or I just want to do this. I just want to click on my keyboard while I'm holding this controller like this. I want to type something, and I just want to hold it like this, and then I can just grab back, and I'm going back to the action. These controllers have amazing haptics, really good haptics. They've updated it a lot in the last few months, and it just became so much better. So that, you know, kudos to Pico team. And I think, as I said, as the whole package, this is just a great headset. Now let's go and have a look at the actual specs of the headset, and also go around and compare it to Quest 3, because I think it's important to understand. Pico 4 came out a year ago, little over a year ago. Quest 3 just came out, so bear this in mind. Pico 4 is cheaper headset. Why cheaper headset? Because it gives you the head strap and the battery and stuff. Quest 3 is more expensive headset. So keeping that in mind, let's go and compare the specs to the PR compare. All right, so here we go. We have here the Quest 3 and Pico 4. You see the release date announced June 1st, but the release date is October 10th. Let's call it like this. And here we have September 22nd, 2022. So 1 year difference in time. And what do we got? So we have, of course, IPD adjustment, IPD range. Meta says it's 58 to 71. From what I heard, that the actual dial allows you to do something from 60 to 68 or 58 to 68. Pico 4 has 62 to 72, but the important part of Pico 4 is this is motorized. Okay, you don't do dial And again, I love dials. Dials are okay. But just to give you a perspective of how much tech went into Pico 4, that price. The Pico 4 has a motorized half a degree clickable IPD adjustment inside the headset. And that's amazing for that value. So while here we see on VR Compare that Quest wins in terms of the range, I think in terms of the usability, and we'll come back to lenses very soon, Pico is very close. So in terms of the pass-through, we have, of course, Quest 3, main Quest 3 feature is the pass-through. Again, I didn't try it yet. I've heard a lot of feedback. I've seen a lot of videos where the image is distorted, it's wobbly. There are some great things about Quest 3 pass-through, I'm sure, and there are some negative things as well. Now, I was blown away 1 year ago how good the pass-through of Pico 4 is. The only problem of Pico 4 pass-through that it's not stereoscopic. So you have a good image, but it's not stereoscopic. You don't see it in 3D, and of course that kind of almost ruins any real pass-through applications for that. But if you're purely looking around the room and maybe want to read something on the screen, Pico 4 allows you to do that and have a good camera. In terms of the screens and the resolution, here we come to a very interesting point. Mind you, Pico 4 is a 1 year old headset, and it has, let's say, 2.2K per eye and a higher resolution than Quest 3. And while I still have to confirm whether what I've heard is true in terms of the Quest 3 tilted displays and subpixels and the Moore effect and the screen door effect is much more visible because of that. That's true, then it will be quite a catastrophe for me, because I don't like to see the screen door effects. And Pico 4 has a very, very good image. The clarity is amazing. Those lenses, they have a very, very big sweet spot. So if you look at the lenses there, they have very big sweet spot. They're very clear. They do have their downsides. So that's one of the downsides of Pico 4 is that you have a lot of, not a lot, you have some light leakage in the mask that could be fixed with a face mask, and also some blooming effect, some kind of a God rays, but a new type of God rays, not a Fresnel lenses God rays, but you have like this type of pancake lenses. What they did, they produce some kind of glare in certain scenarios where you have a dark background, white text. But overall, in 95 or 98% of cases where you're playing the game or you're in the scene, you don't see it, you don't feel it. So I think the screens are slightly better here. I will have to see in what kind of lenses and how bright the screens on Quest 3 are. But I think it will be, at least it won't be lens light for Quest 3. I think it will be a tie. And the screen of the Pico 4 is actually really good. It is really good. Now FOV is interesting. Again, I had no chance to try the Quest 3, but I can tell you that FOV of Pico 4 is round about these numbers which they are claiming here. It's 105 horizontal and above 100 in vertical. So it's a very, very nice FOV. And I continue to say that for me, vertical FOV plays as significant role as the horizontal one. The moment I'm being squeezed on the vertical side, I feel much more binocular and effect, and my immersion is being broken much more than if I would have a little tighter horizontal. Ideally, you would have both, but if I had to choose, I would sacrifice, let's say I would sacrifice 5 degrees on quest side here on horizontal. So give me 105, but give me 101 or 102 on a vertical one, because it's so much more important for me. So the FOV on Pico 4 is amazing. It's really, really good. And the edge-to-edge clarity is great. So yeah, the lenses are good. They have this glare problem a bit, but it's nothing, in my opinion, it's not a deal breaker at all. Some people might differ with this. Now, weight and ergonomics, Pico is very comfortable headset in terms of weight distribution, in terms of how it sits on the face, in terms of, this is the only headset. I have two sons, 7 and 10, and they do rarely play VR. We don't want them to get to kind of dive into, they see me playing VR every day, but we still kind of keep them a bit at bay for that. But whenever I show them something, I have to show them this on Pico, because Pico is the only headset which sits well on their smaller heads. Other headsets, like for example Quest 2, just wobbling all around the place and I cannot screw it properly. This headset, Pico 4, sits perfectly on their face and they can adjust it. That already is kind of an important part. Now, yeah, of course, the strap, I told you. So if we look at the colors, both white, I think in general, Pico 4 looks more sleek, in my opinion. The tracking, there was no problem of tracking with Pico 4, very good quality tracking. We have hand tracking on both headsets. I think Meta there wins with their algorithm, even though Pico has been bidding there as well. Controllers, weight, USB-C, Wi-Fi streaming. I've done a lot of hours with Wi-Fi streaming on virtual desktop via Pico, and it's really good. Kudos to virtual desktop for best-selling app on Pico Store still. So great, well done. In terms of the power, now yes, Quest 3 comes with XR Gen 2 chip, and which has more power. They both have 8 gigs of RAM. I would say, is it a big of a deal to have still an old chipset in the headset? Honestly, because Quest didn't launch with some special titles, I don't think so. If you would just play standalone VR games, I don't think so. But of course, having additional processing power is always better. And that's where Pico could have, I was expecting Pico to do something, but they didn't. And I hope they're still working on something. But for example, Pico 4 Pro, and I'll put the image here because Pico wanted to do something in US, and they were preparing some variation of Pico 4 in a black variant. And I remember Thrillseeker has posted the picture on his socials, holding it in a hand and saying that this might be coming, the big announcement, and then they never did it. God knows, probably there was some US sanctions and other things, other problems. But Pico 4 Pro with more RAM, you don't even need to put a new chipset there, even though they could, because Qualcomm could provide them this. But even just putting, instead of 8, putting 12 gigs of RAM, including eye tracking and face tracking into the commercial headset, because Pico has an enterprise version of the headset. The problem with that version of the headset is that it doesn't run normal apps. So it has eye tracking, it has face tracking, but it doesn't run the games from the normal store. It's just for the enterprise and just for that use case. So there, I think it's a miss. So Pico 4 Pro, in my opinion, could be 12 gigs of RAM, black color, which looks stunning, in my opinion. Black color headset should be black, matte black, come on. Then including eye tracking, including face tracking, and pricing it around Quest 3 price would have been absolutely killer headset. They would not need to change the form factor, they would not need to change anything from the hardware part. They would just ship it with better specs and few additions, and it would be an absolute killer headset. Will they do it? Who knows? But if they wanted to do it, they probably have done it already now before the Christmas. So we'll probably have to wait until the next year and see what Pico has in store. Now, in terms of the ergonomics, and again, they've done an amazing job. And I will now switch my microphone in here. So let's do the cut right now. Okay, the cut is done. And let me take the face gasket out of this. So that's how the face mask looks on this Pico 4 headset. And here's how it looks. Here how tiny the headset is, how small the headset is, and look at those lenses. And this is very, of course, ergonomically nice. And I'll show you a few things. So if you look at this headset here, you have these two parts, kind of like the outliers. These are parts where in the Pico 4 Pro Enterprise there's two cameras for the eye tracking, so the cameras are looking at your eyes, and here they have a camera for the face tracking. Now this is a bit questionable because with my big nose, I cover with my nose the camera for the face tracking, but the eye tracking works, and it's awesome. So they've thought about it, and they already have everything prepared in this headset, in a non-enterprise headset, to deliver with, potentially with the eye tracking there. So this is the single RGB camera here. Again, as I said, has amazing microphones. Yeah, overall very good headset. And yeah, I think again, there is a bit of missed opportunity for Pico because Quest 3, while brings a lot of improvements over Quest 2, it brings questionable marginal improvements over Pico 4. It does bring improvements in some areas, and it depends if you care about those areas. The areas such as mixed reality, the areas is of being able to stream at a bit higher quality via virtual desktop because of the additional power and GPU inside and CPU inside the Quest 3. But you have this pixel arrangements, which I need still to check. You still have a bit more visible screen door effect. You have slightly lower FOV on the horizontal, on the vertical part, and that makes me question. I really look forward to test the Quest 3. I think it will be a great headset. I do think it will be a great headset. But on the other side, I hear the microphone problems. I hear the ergonomics problems of headset being heavy, front heavy, because of the battery in the front. I'm hearing those problems and I'm questioning myself, what would I recommend people buying right now? And I would need to wait and see what would my answer be after I receive Quest 3 and compare them. But I can tell you right now, if you buy Pico 4, because it's around about 150 euros or dollars cheaper than Quest 3, you will not be doing a mistake. Pico 4, it's a very, very good and solid headset. Pico 4 is a headset which is still in 2023 a viable, good product. And if you are a PC streamer, if you want to stream VR from PC or you want to enjoy standalone games, Pico 4 is a good choice. The library of Pico 4 games is growing every day. Many familiar titles, which you know from Quest, are already coming to Pico 4 or are already there. And overall, it's just thumbs up from me for Pico 4. This is my standalone daily driver. I use the combo between Index and Pico 4. I will be replacing for good soon my Index with a new VR1, but I think for now Pico 4 will stay as my standalone daily driver if I need to do a standalone gaming. So yeah, these are my thoughts about Pico 4. I hope it gave you some of the perspective and some understanding of what this headset is. It is very good one, it's a solid one, and the price or the value for the money you are getting with Pico 4 today in 2023 in October is still unbeatable. So thumbs ups from me for Pico 4, and see you at the next video. Peace.